In this video I'm going to show you how to mix texture from powdered form. Mixing texture from powder form is way cheaper than buying it ready mixed. Plus you have the advantage of mixing it to the right consistency depending on your particular task. Another benefit is when you mix your texture to the right consistency, you can actually fix Cornice or Coving to your ceiling wall edges, which works out way cheaper than buying the appropriate Coving adhesive. Normally texture powder could be mixed using a drill with an attachment, albeit it must be a powerful drill. In this video we're using a tool called a bumper, which is a plastic round tool basically, which fits onto the end of a pole, and we just bump the texture powder lumps into the bottom of the bucket to disperse the lumps eventually. Also, texture mixes better in hot or warm water. As long as you read the instructions on the package of your texture powder, you shouldn't go far wrong. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Dale Ovenstone. If you want some more advice or tips or some amazing DIY books, just go to www.lookreadlearn.com.
Okay.
Right, in this video we're going to show you how to mix up texture powder in a bucket using a tool called a bumper, which is a plastic mixing tool attached to a pole. Okay? So first of all, we've got the water, which is half full, the bucket which is half full of water. It's usually better to use warm or hot water, which mixes the texture powder up easier and less stated on the packaging of the texture powder. So we'll place the bumper in, and then we'll start tipping the texture powder in. We tip the texture powder in so it completely covers the water. So we tip loads in, it's going to totally cover the water. As I tip it in, loads in, and we just stir it briskly. Right, we tip loads in, it's going to totally cover the water now. That's it. Almost like you're filling the bucket up with texture powder. So it's almost looking like a full bucket. As you see, I'm spinning the bumper on the bottom of the bucket. And Mark here is pouring like a madman. And I said, so you're totally covering all the water, you're putting loads and loads in. And even more. That's it. You can see I'm just briskly. And Mark's continuing pouring, so the water's totally right. Stop there now. Right, you can see it's starting to thicken up. And what I'm doing now, I'm gripping the bucket with my feet, and then I'm continuing to lift the bumper up, squash it into the bottom of the bucket in circular motions. At this stage now, it's getting a little bit thicker, so it's wise to get your scraper or your trowel and start taking off some of the dry powder around the edges. Also, rub it on the scraper. Yeah. Grip the bucket again with your feet, and then continue bumping the lumps into the bottom of the bucket. Right, at this stage now, we're going to leave this set for 5 minutes, and we're going to have a cup of tea. That's this texture powder, so now we're going to bump it once again. So, as you can see, it's stiffened up quite a bit, which is what we want. So now, we're going to use a bit of muscle power. We're going to bump it into the bucket. As you notice, we're bumping the lumps out of the texture powder while it is of a thick consistency, because if we try to get the lumps out and the texture mix is very watery, we'd never get the lumps out, so it's good to have a thick consistency to get the lumps off. You could also use your drill bit, your drill attachment, and use a power drill to mix this up, but I'm showing you the difficult way just in case you can't obtain a drill, a power drill. So this is a bumper, the tool mixed. take a close look in there. Because we're working on site, we're using cold water to mix a texture powder. If we were using warm or hot water, it would be less lumpier by now. So you can see it's quite a task if you use colder water. Okay, come back to our texture powder now. We've left it for 10-15 minutes. As you see, I'm standing above it, and it's thick and dried up, which is practically ideal. This is how we want it. When it's this consistency, it's easier to pull all the lumps out. So now, we're going to leave this for 5 minutes again. Because we're doing a Cornice Coving job, we're using a texture powder as a material for fixing our Coving or Cornice up to the ceiling. Something like that is practically ideal. You know, it's not too stiff that you can't move it. And it's not too wet at all, it's dribbling off. So we're going to leave that for 5 minutes. We're going to check the consistency again, and if necessary we'll probably add slightly a bit more water to it for our Coving Cornice mix. Okay, yeah. We've just had a lovely cup of tea. We've left this for another 10 minutes. If you have a look at the consistency, it has thickened up slightly more. So this at the moment is a bit too thick for our Coving. So what we're going to do, we're going to, first of all, before we decide to add any water, we're going to bump it up again and see if that softens it up. Right. I say grip the bucket with your feet, stop going all over the place. Yeah, it is slightly thinned down as I move it about in the bucket. Right, I'm going to check the consistency now. Now that, for caulking, or for fixing Coving or Cornice up to the ceiling, that's ideal mix. You can see the consistency, it's not dribbling off. Yet it's still soft enough to spread. So there we are, that's how you mix your texture powder up. But, if you was to create a pattern on your ceiling, from this stage then, you start adding drops of cold water, small amounts at a time, and bump it up until it's to the required consistency to whatever you want the pattern to do. Okay?